to all. I'm Esther Buerki, the passionate creator behind the book Living Without Fear, which has touched many lives. And I'm the co-creator of the Amazon best-selling Inspired Journeys. If you're eager to explore a world of endless possibilities, you've come to the right place. Know someone who could use a dose of inspiration from today's episode? Feel free to share this podcast with them. And don't forget to stay updated by subscribing to my newsletter, joining me on YouTube, and if you found value in what you heard, kindly leave a brief review on your preferred podcast platform with a sprinkle of stars. Your unwavering support truly warms my heart, and I'm deeply appreciative of each and every one of you. Thank you for being here. And today I'd like to tell you the story about my 50-plus-year-old tortoise, Franklin, and what he taught me. If you believe that tortoises aren't interesting creatures and you wonder why people can be fond of tortoise, stay with me, because I've been the same until last year. I didn't like tortoises much, although my very first animal was the tortoise. I had bought it with my father when I was about 5 years old. But I think it has been more my mother's wish, because her father had had a tortoise. So my very first tortoise hibernated in my grandmother's cellar and died because a rat had killed her. I had to think of it yesterday. I guess my parents couldn't comfort me at that time. They rather said, "Don't make such a fuss of it. It's gone, and we will buy a new one when what we did." And this tortoise is now living in my garden since last year, because my mother, who is soon 90 years old, said she couldn't take care of the 3 tortoises any longer, and I felt responsible for them. As one of these 3 creatures is this tortoise I bought with my father around 55 years ago. And this tortoise lady, who had laid many eggs, must have lived already 70 years plus, and still is in good shape, as it seems. One of these 3 other ones, a 50-year-old plus tortoise, had eaten poisoned salad at my mother's home long time ago, and as a result, Franklin had gotten lame hind legs. But all those years, he managed to walk with his 2 forelegs, and I did this. And he did this extremely well. We always wondered what force he had developed, because with the years he had gotten bigger and heavier, around 2 kilos or over 4 pounds. The only thing was that when the males had fights between each other, what they often had, and frankly, at the end, Franklin was turned on his back, and he couldn't manage to turn himself back with his 2 forelegs and his lame hind legs. I wasn't so aware of this fact when I took over the 3 tortoises from my mother in late summer last year. I thought it wouldn't happen so often, and it wasn't such a problem. But last year, we realized that our enclosure was much sunnier than that from my mother, and when Franklin was lying upside down in the hot sun, this was very dangerous for him. The last summer went by very fast as we got him rather at the end of the hot season, and we managed always to find him at the right time and save him. This summer, I created more shadow areas in the enclosure for him. And when it was very hot, I always looked hundreds of times if he was okay. When we weren't at home, our neighbors took over. I felt so grateful for this help. But I always said to them and to myself, we tried to do our best for Franklin, but it could happen that we aren't present when he needs our help. And as I'm reflecting about this now, I think I could have taken more safety measures, and I could beat myself up now that I haven't done it. You're always smarter with hindsight. But that's not what I want to tell you today. So 2 days ago, my younger son and me, we were both at home. It was very hot, and when I checked the enclosure, I found Franklin on his back. I rushed to shower him with cold water, but it was too late. I was devastated. I have never held a 2-kilo dead body in my hands. I couldn't believe it. He had survived the whole summer, and there weren't many more hot days in Switzerland at the end of August. And it was me who had to find him. But every incident wants to teach us something. I firmly believe in this the longer I live. And what Franklin taught me, I only realized this morning. This summer, I have created a strong bond with him because my thoughts always were with him when I was out or coming home. And when it was sunny, the first thing I did was checking out if he was okay. As I told you before, tortoises were probably my mother's favorite animals, but certainly not mine. We have 3 cats, and I love cats. But more and more, I loved seeing Franklin happy in the enclosure, and whenever he wasn't sleeping somewhere, he recognized me and started walking awkwardly towards me with his 2 forelegs. He was very alert. When it was very hot, I was careful not to stay too long there so he couldn't see me and wouldn't leave his shady place to walk into the sun to greet me. I just loved his friendly look, and it seemed as if he was always smiling at me. And I know now why it still breaks my heart that he's gone, because he taught me what it means to feel seen. It is something that I didn't experience in my childhood and also later on. My parents were too busy with themselves. They couldn't see me, and I couldn't teach myself enough to see myself and to love myself. And that's why I am still longing to be seen in the outer world by others, by my family and my friends. But Franklin gave me this gift to feel seen, and he keeps reminding me how important it is to see myself and others. We all want to be seen and feel unconditionally loved. But how busy are we with our lives? So busy. That's why it is so important to pause during the day and look inward and see ourselves and feel this love for ourselves. No matter what, we might have screwed up things. We might have done things wrong. as I probably did with Franklin. But nevertheless, we are invited to love ourselves with all our flaws. It's not an easy thing to do, we all know, but it is worthwhile to try it every day again and again. Because if we see ourselves, we can also see the others around us. And this is so beautiful when it happens. When I do it, when I listen to someone without judging and interrupting, it fills my heart with joy and gratitude. Try it out. You'll see yourself and the others differently. I hope this episode about the dear tortoise Franklin inspired you to focus on seeing more with your heart wide open. And if you want to get coached on this, book a call with me. Use the coupon code TRANSFORMNOW to get a free discovery call. I also enjoy hearing from you what you've learned. Please share your thoughts on Instagram or YouTube. Thank you, dear listener, for spending your precious time with me and being open to transform your life. And I cannot repeat it enough. In case you still feel worthless and nobody seems to like you, I tell you, you're amazing. I love you, and you're a gift to everyone who crosses your path. And please remember these sentences over and over again. Have an amazing day, and talk to you next week.